So, on our last episode that we recorded, there were some audio issues on the stream, which meant that everybody sounded like a robot except me. So, we're doing this as sort of a test to make sure that the problem has been ironed out. And we're just going to recap what happened last time so people watching on YouTube can, know what's going on. So, who would like to start?
Michelle, you're the overseer. You have to be the one making the decisions on this kind of things.
I mean, in the story, it started with Carl.
I will start then.
Yeah, we got a new one. Let's start with the new person introducing his way in, since they won't be able to find that out.
Hello, everyone. I'm Vincent, also known as Shadow Friend Online. I'm playing Carl, and through Carl, I am bringing essentially the D&D Ranger class into Fallout. Carl is, very much a ranger. He takes odd jobs, hunting, uses the bow, and he took a job in the small little ruined town, essentially, to help some adventurers retrieve some explosives from a nearby quarry. And having reached the quarry, he stumbled upon the other misfits with me.
Don't forget Sniff.
Oh, yes. Also, he has a dog named Sniff. She's a very good dog.
Has there ever been a bad dog?
No, only bad dog owners, really.
Badly trained dogs, but that's all I can say. But, yeah, you found your way down here, to the quarry. As we were bringing up a bunch of boxes and crates out of the one room and Jim was carrying, we just got done healing ourselves. And surprise introductions. And he said he was sent here by Quincy to help, so we didn't refuse having more fodder. Or at least Freddie didn't. So from there, they explored at least one or two more rooms until we went through a couple of, we climbed up. Freddie fell down again, because that's all he's really good at, falling. And then eventually we made our way into an area where we found a locked room. And when opened, we found a suit of armor, power armor, and a big gun. Plasma rifle, I believe.
That's correct. Plasma rifle, indeed. It's not very big, but it is powerful.
Yeah, and
let's not blur over the fact that Carl did an amazing shot with the arrow.
Yeah,
a few of them.
A queen radstag.
What a radstag.
Whatever.
Yes. Queen radstag. 3 heads, and I headshotted all 3 heads with a single arrow. Top that.
You did massive
I dare you.
damage. We did clear out the rest of the dungeon. Dungeon. Sorry, wrong game. Rest of the quarry.
Yeah, there were a bunch of...
I just can't remember everything that we killed or found after that, though.
We also kept 3 mutant dog puppies.
Oh gosh, that's not going to be nothing, is it?
Yeah, so there was 3 mutant hound pups and 3 baby radstags that you have yet to decide what to do with.
That's plenty of meat.
I'm pretty sure we killed the baby radstags for food, along with all the other animals.
Oh, I didn't
They were
include
delicious
those in all
in
the
the
ones
quarry.
you were butchering. I
Talked about it.
Well, maybe you could decide that now.
Train.
What would you like to do with these babies?
Can the radstags be used for
Could they be trained?
words? It's too damn hot. My brain is burning.
It would take like a year. Because these are babies. Like, the radstags are pretty big.
Yeah, we can't send them into battle.
No, but they are the 2-legged or 4-legged?
The Radstags are
Yeah.
four-legged with multiple heads. The mutant hounds are four-legged and have one head.
Yeah.
I'm picturing some sort of deer or with antlers type thing with multiple heads.
So could
Venison's
they be
good.
like another version of a Brahmin? Can they be trained to be drag animals or riding animals or other?
Probably quite likely to run off if someone shouts too loud.
Yeah, they're not domesticated. I mean, they're descended from just wild stags rather than Brahmin being descended from cows, which are domesticated from beginning. But you might be able to keep them for food purposes. They're rather skinny also, wouldn't make good pack animals or polar animals.
But again, if they're babies, you can train almost anything. If you have Bambis from their young, you can't send them free if you have hand-fed them.
But the baby meat is
Fair.
tenderest.
I hear what you're saying. I definitely do.
So you're thinking of Radstag veal?
Yes, or I mean, he was thinking that they could possibly use for some sort of training around Quincy, but he sees the dogs, at least he knows they should be able to be trained how wild they are. But Freddie's, without having a sheet up, is pretty slow on the intelligence side. He's more of a I'll trade you for it type guy. So if we could sell him to the town let them decide. He's
Well,
willing.
I think the thing you need to think about is if you in real life were lumbered with 3 puppies, how long would it take you to get those puppies ready to face the real world?
Six months to a year, depending on the breed.
Minimum,
For
yeah.
fully grown. So it's probably something we can give to Quincy as a gift of
Future.
friendship, shall we say? I mean, they
And
will grow up
amongst-
as full-sized mutant hounds. I mean, that's not something to sneeze at to have as guard dogs when more raiders come knocking.
Yeah, and also to the others from Edenbrow. He will have mentioned at times keeping Quincy as a nice buffer between them and the other lands is a good thing to have.
I do enjoy how cutthroat Freddie can be. I do like that.
It's business, man. Protecting the home.
But yeah, like the last session was very much more of an old school dungeon crawl kind of a thing. There wasn't really many major plot developments except you found a full set of power armor at the end, and Carl seemed to nominate himself as the wielder of the power armor. But I can imagine at some point there may be a fight between who gets to use it.
Well, I'm currently driving it out of the quarry since I'm the one who could remember how to get the damn thing working. But
And the other thing is, I believe he's the only one that has the size that can use it properly too. Freddie's shorter than average, and we got a super mutant, and I'm unsure of our Vault Dweller. That's more human, I believe.
I believe on
Yeah, I think I'm
paper.
just normal size.
On paper, I think any human can use it, even with a small frame. I could be wrong. Let me look at the
it should be.
I'm just using that as my excuse. Freddie doesn't want power armor.
And since I won't be able to shoot my power armor with a bow, and I'm useless with other ranged weapons and in melee, I was considering giving it to the intellectually challenged NPC with us.
Oh no, don't. Please don't.
Jim and
Power
Power.
armor. We love to see it.
Oh no.
See, my thinking will be as
Don't
I'm
give him the
present
plasma
on
rifle.
Sunday,
though.
properly to the whole town of Quincy, is that when the raiders show up, we have him like crouched down on a roof or something in power armor with a sledgehammer, and just as the raiders are past him, he Jim, go, and he just jumps down and attacks them from behind. I think he's smart enough to understand those instructions.
Stupid Jim's one thing is that he is very good at taking punishment, and if you put him in power armor, that would essentially make him some kind of god, and I really want to see that.
From a safe distance.
Yeah, from a safe distance. Hello everyone and welcome back to Tales of Myth and Mayhem for our little game of Fallout. It never fucking changes. So let's start our little game. And we're going to start with a little bit of a flashback. Ooh. And I'm going to mute the Twitch for now because I can't hear myself talk and talk at the same time. So to start, we will go back roughly 7 months in time and relocate to Vault 97. Augusta and old Tallman had made a promise to a dying Vault Dweller to save her people. And Augusta, you and Jade and Freddie and several others that you have met along the way were in the middle of trying to keep that promise when you were captured by Vault 97's Overseer Bigglesworth and his loyalists. Vault 97, like many other vaults, conducted an experiment. This experiment was to test how the innate human urge to survive, if stressed, could maybe increase intelligence. Every time the residents requested food, they were entered into a lottery, and if they were selected from this lottery, they would be forced to compete in a knowledge quiz. Those who failed to score enough correct answers would be executed. These became informally known as the Hunger Quizzes. The attempt to rescue the residents of Vault 97 has failed. Currently, all 100-odd Vault 97 residents, Jade, Freddie, and Old Tallman, are on their knees, hands behind their heads, in the Vault's quiz hall, as Overseer Bigglesworth is currently quizzing everyone there and shooting those who give incorrect answers. Augusta, you have managed to sneak away. You have racked your brains for a solution to this current problem, and you only came up with one: to sneak through the Vault's vent system, locate Overseer Bigglesworth's office, and route the Vault's self-destruct system from his computer to be set off at the touch of a button on your Pip-Boy, and use the threat of killing everyone inside, including yourself, to negotiate the release of everyone inside. You sneak through the ventilation ducts and you get to a grate. You kick it and it falls away, revealing Overseer Bigglesworth's office. The room is packed with volumes of books in a series called Surprising Facts that line the wall. Hundreds of them. In the centre of the room is a round desk with a simple office chair and a computer. What would you like to do?
I'm going straight to that computer.
Okay, you go to the computer and on the screen it says login, Bigglesworth, password, and next to the password is blank.
Look around the desk quickly in case he's written it down somewhere, and then I'll look elsewhere and see if there's any indication on the books or elsewhere in the office.
There is nothing on the desk, and on the shelves is just endless copies of various volumes of interesting facts. Now, you can attempt to hack the computer if you so wish. That is something that you know how to do. That appears to be the only option in front of you.
I'm just rearranging my screen so that I can actually see my sheet properly so I can do the hack, because that's exactly what I'm going to do.
Okay, give me a intelligence science check.
Just to say, I've also got a perk in hacking, which means the difficulty of all skill tests to hack computers is decreased by 1 to a minimum of 0.
Okay, that has gone from a DC 2 to a DC 1.
Okay, sorry, what was the roll I'm doing?
Science, intelligence.
Getting quicker at this slowly.
Oh, great! You've got 2 successes, so you can absolutely bank one of those successes.
Can we bank successes from flashbacks?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why not?
I make that 3 action points, everyone.
That's what I've got.
Cool.
Nice.
Okay, so you plug in your Pip-Boy and you run a little bit of cracking software that you have been developing. You take the tape out of your pocket and put it in your Pip-Boy, and it runs and cracks the password, which eventually turns out to be a complete string of nonsense. Turns out Overseer Bigglesworth is very good at security. So
He'd have overthrown themselves if he wasn't.
Where's the dance? Okay. Oop. Okay, so now you've opened the computer. You see a bunch of folders and files. No, wait, you don't see those because those are from the modern files. You see a lot of strings and strings of text. To work out where the self-destruct setting is, you will be required to do a DC 1 intelligence science check. Ooh, a complication. You got your successes. You can bank the extra success. But, yeah, the complication is an alarm starts to sound.
Have I got time to try and disable the alarm?
You can do. That would require...
Let's lock the door first. I'm going to lock myself in and then disable the alarm.
Okay, that's a fairly straightforward function. That is very clearly obvious on the computer. So the door slams down. And eventually you hear a couple of the patter of feet as they approach the door and banging on the door saying, "Get out! Get out of there!"
I still want to try and disable the alarm before I leave. Or before I get any further with this, because they can't get in the door. It's locked and it's a fairly secure door.
That would require a hack. Usually that would be a DC 3, but you've got a perk, which means it is a DC 2 science intelligence. You failed to turn off the alarm.
Okay, let's go looking for this.
Are you wearing your lab coat?
I can't. I just crawled through the thing and I didn't bring my lab coat with me.
Okay, to get your Pip-Boy is plugged in. To transfer the self-destruct to your Pip-Boy, that's going to be a DC 1 science intelligence check. Ooh, another action point banked and another success. You are killing it, except for setting off an alarm. So I've got you up to 4 action points now, is that right? Or is it 5?
I banked the last one, yeah.
Pardon me. Okay. So it takes a couple of seconds, but the power over the Vault self-destruct has been transferred over to your Pip-Boy. You are now in the room. You have the locked door in front of you, which there are still a couple of people banging on the door of, and you got the vent behind you where you came in.
I'm just going to go out the vent and leave the door locked.
Fair enough. You travel through the vents, and then you get lost. You come across a sort of a fork in the vents. Which way would you like to go, right or left?
Left.
Okay. You head down the left, and then suddenly the vault vent breaks beneath you, and you fall, landing on the gangway above the quiz hall. Below you, there are 100 vault dwellers on their knees, with their hands behind their heads, including Jade and Freddie. and they have all heard you. And there are currently vault security heading towards you. What would you like to do?
I'm going to head away in the opposite direction, so there might be a clear way up to where I am, and I'm going to take the opposite way.
Okay, you run away from the guards, and Overseer Bigglesworth notices you and says, "What the fuck's going on up there? I'm in the middle of a quiz."
I'm not going to respond, I'm just going to run.
Okay. You run down some stairs, because there's these gangways above, and you're running down, and you now at the main door of the quiz hall on the ground floor. There are vault security coming from above, and there are vault security people coming from the side. You are trapped. The only option you would have is to go through the door behind you.
Sounds like the only way out is through.
You turn and try to open the door, but it doesn't open. It's locked.
Crap. I'm going to go back into the quiz hall then.
Okay, you are in the quiz hall already. You're basically at the back. And there's like 100 people in front of you. Hands behind their heads, on their knees. There's a couple of people who would... There's a couple of bodies that have been pulled off to the side. People who have failed to answer correctly the quiz questions. And the security from above and on the ground level reach you and are holding 10mm pistols at you, and Overseer Bigglesworth approaches you.
I get the feeling that there might be some kind of charisma speech thing going on in my future.
So Overseer Bigglesworth walks up to you and says, "You're not from this vault."
Very well noticed.
There's not a lot of things that I don't know.
Well, I think I might have something that you don't know yet.
Really?
Yes.
He turns to the security force and says, "Get her down on her knees."
I think you might want to wait before you do that.
Why?
I'm going to hold up my Pip-Boy and just like this at one side. I've installed a program on this, and I can remotely destroy the whole vault, including everyone in it, unless you let everyone here go. And I will absolutely do that.
How did you do that? How would someone do that?
I hacked your computer.
You were the alarm.
I was the alarm.
Why should I believe that you have that capability?
Would you be willing to take a bet that I don't? Let me put that question another way. Have you ever heard of Vault 75?
I mean, a little.
They were training super soldiers. Or at least that's what they told everyone they were doing. What they were actually doing was raising people to the age of 18, training them to the point of exhaustion and feeding them knowledge to the point that their brains were just full up. And then when they got to 18, they would murder them all and use the genetic material left over to create the next generation of vault dwellers. Does it ring any bells?
Overseer Bigglesworth steps back, signals for the vault security to back away, and he says, "Why would you want to help these people?"
Because they're people and they deserve to live.
But you've come from a vault. You know about how important Reclamation Day is, and if we don't have the best of the brightest, we're just going to go out into the wasteland and become like this thing, pointing at Jade.
You can't wait until you've only got the best and the brightest. It's never going to happen. You've just got people, and you have to let them out now, and what happens will happen. Maybe they'll all die within a month. Or maybe we'll have a new community of people that can get out there and make a positive difference to that world, because it's right now, it's pretty terrible.
He turns away from you and then says to everyone, "Alright, new quiz. Would you like to stay and become part of something? Or would you like to go to this false vault dweller? And I don't know what the right answer is. But it's up to you. And he walks towards the back of the hall. 3/4 of the people inside stand up. The remaining quarter stay on their knees, hands behind their heads. You make it. You all decide. You all walk out of the vault, leaving it behind. Your promise to the dying vault dweller has been fulfilled. But as you walk away, you get about 50 feet away from the door, and you hear a massive boom. You turn around and see smoke and flame billow out of the vault door that you just walked through.
I should have expected that.
Now back to the present.
All right.
Carl, Sniff, Jade, Freddie, and Augusta are inside the quarry of Quincy. You have just found the power armor. You have just secured all of the dynamite. What would you like to do?
We are out of the hole, correct?
Yeah, let's say that it'll speed things up. You're currently at the entrance. Carl is wearing the power armor, and you've got the dynamite there in the crate. Sniff has just approached Carl, very, very happy to see him. She can tell that Carl is inside the power armor because she can smell him. And is licking the power armor's leg. So what would you like to do?
What a good girl.
You are not putting those explosives on my Brahmin. Tumu is not going to take those. I'm not blowing them up. He's yelling as they get up to the top.
Is there... on my way in, did I by any chance spot any kind of wagon or something up top of the quarry? Oh,
Ooh, that's not good. How are we on stream? There we go. Hiccup.
You're asking if there's some kind of like a wheelbarrow or something.
yeah, wheelbarrow, cart, old trailer wagon.
I'm having a bit of an audio issue where I can't hear Vincent on Video Ninja, but only on the stream, which is confusing. I'm just going to quickly reset Video Ninja. 1 second. Okay, Vincent, can you talk again?
Yes, I can talk. Do you hear me?
I can't hear you. Let's try... Oh.
Should I drop out and log back in?
Let me try that again. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Now can Vincent talk?
Testing. 1, 2.
Testing.
This is a new
Testing,
problem.
can you hear me?
Okay. I think I've got it.
Someone
So
have
Vincent,
a lot
you were
of
asking...
static in the background.
Sorry, what?
Oh.
Is it only me
Alright,
that
tell you
hear
what.
that?
I can hear it.
Okay.
Let me try putting noise suppression back on just for Vincent. Okay, can everyone talk?
Hello.
Testing.
Testing. Sounding off. Testing.
I
Catherine,
hear you all
Tim.
fine too.
Do what diddy diddy dum diddy do?
That seems to have fixed it. There it is.
Okay,
Great.
you can hear
so
me
you were
now.
asking about some kind of thing to carry the dynamite.
Yeah. Old hook-up trailer to a car, a wheelbarrow, a cart, anything really.
Nothing obvious that you could see. I mean, between you, you could probably all stow away the dynamite in your inventories between you if Freddie, sorry, is really against using Tubu for the dynamite. Like, you could probably all carry it.
Freddie's staying away from that after nearly blowing up everybody before, so he does not want anything to do with it at this time.
That's kind of what I'm thinking also. Like, on a cart is safer. But Quincy, all right. Quincy is 20 minutes away, so we could go there and see if there's a wheelbarrow or something.
There may have been. Was there anything salvageable on the mine below?
Jade can take it too. It's no big deal.
Jade, how much carry weight do you have?
Oh, probably a lot. Let's see. Is that under that one? Gear. I'm carrying 28 and I have a carry weight of 220. So.
Okay, yeah. Jade can easily carry this on his own. He's got this weighs probably about between 60 or 70 pounds worth of dynamite. So yeah, Jade could easily carry it. It's just a matter of will they fit in Jade's backpack, which they probably won't. They take up a lot of mass. But Jade could easily probably fit maybe half into his backpack.
Carry the rest in my arms or something.
Yes, that would
carry
make
some of it.
that would make climbing out more difficult. But yes, you could do that, or you could share the carrying around. Stupid Jim could take some. He's there.
Please don't.
You want me to take some? I can carry some.
We'll make sure it's in a bag for you, Jim.
I have a bag.
Excellent.
The only thing I've got in my bag is tinder and a sharp rock that I use to start fires.
Let's get that stuff out of the bag just now, and we can put the rock somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. Whatever you say, Doc. Wait, are you a doctor like Jade is?
I'm not a doctor, but thank you.
Oh, you're both wearing the white smart people coats.
I get that. No, I'm not a doctor. Jade is a doctor.
Okay. Alright. I'm just going to empty my bag. And he just tips out his bag on the ground. There's almost everything in there starts fires, so this is a good call on your part. And he starts filling his bag up with dynamite. Between Stupid Jim and Jade, I'm going to say that, yeah, you've got all of the dynamite in backpacks and stuff, so there won't be any difficulty when it comes to climbing back out of Quincy Quarry if you so choose. So I'm saying that you're outside, you're in the basin. You've got the rope that you left there, that you just climb down, that you can climb up. Or you can hang around and scavenge some more, or whatever you want to do.
I'm ready to head back to Quincy with our kabloomy find.
Yes, let's get that. And Freddie's like 20 feet away from the box minimum. Can we please get that back to town and we'll just leave it there?
Oh, the crate is currently empty. All of the dynamite has been placed either spread between Jade's backpack and Stupid Jim's backpack.
Oh, he's definitely staying out of their proximity then. Him and the Tumu. So
Maybe we let you and Tumu go first, and we'll all follow behind at a safe distance.
please,
Yeah.
yes, definitely. And Tumu he grabs his reins and starts walking on towards Quincy. After he loads up his supplies he found earlier below that he carried up.
And then conspiratorially to Jim, sorry, as we're going, I'll say this is so that if there's any traps, they don't hit the explosives.
Okay, so are you climbing up the rope? You're leaving?
Yeah,
Okay.
I believe so.
To climb up the rope, everyone needs to do a strength. Oh, wait.
And
I
we
thought
did
we
get
already up.
the meat and stuff from.
We'd have done that while we were doing the explosives.
Okay.
So everyone needs to do a strength athletic check. This time it's a DC 1 to successfully climb up the rope. Okay. Carl succeeds. Freddie succeeds. Jade, Augusta succeeds. Jade, if you would like to use an action point or a free reroll, courtesy of our listeners, our watchers, now would be a good time.
Jade, not to sway you, but you're carrying explosives. Use an action point.
You do have, like, 3 rerolls. You have 2 rerolls left from bits. Oh, you're a bit muted.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Just roll 1d20 if you want to do a reroll.
Can you take one from the audience?
Yes, you've now got 1 reroll from the audience left.
Yes.
You all successfully make it up to the top, and you're heading back to Quincy, like the ruins where everyone's living. Yeah.
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 Okay, that's about a 20-minute walk. You walk down, and you come the way you came. You walk through what used to be probably a residential street. And Freddie, you said that you and Tumu are going up ahead, staying away from stupid Jim and his bag of explosives.
That is his plan.
Okay, you are the first to spot a woman sitting on a bench about 50 feet in front of you.
And this is okay. As long as she's not obstructing the way, he will head towards her, looking around to make sure there's nobody else. Do I recognize this woman otherwise?
She is wearing a gunner's uniform.
And then he definitely pauses and turns around to look like he's checking Tumu. And he will be looking, trying to signal from behind to the people behind him, following behind. To be where, I don't know any hand signals or just stop, or, and point like something's behind him. And then turn around and head towards into town. He's going to see what's going on.
Okay. She's not moving. The other and the rest of your party catch up with you.
As I get closer, what do I... And actually,
as
I'm
you get
looking all
closer
over.
to
He's
the woman on the
super wary.
bench.
Yep, and he's looking elsewhere too to see maybe if an ambush set up, other people around.
As you get closer, the woman speaks to you, saying, "I come in peace." And she stands up and faces you. You're now about 20 feet away from her.
Ah, you want to buy something? Or sell?
Not today. Thank you, Freddie.
You know my name?
I know who all of you are. Did you kill 2 of my boys?
I've had to survive a few times, so possibly killed some of your boys. Maybe even some of your girls.
She just stares at you and then says, I can understand that.
Is there anything we can help you with? I mean...
What were you doing in the quarry?
Seeing what was there to scavenge. That's what I do, to find stuff to sell to people like you. Would you be interested, possibly? And he rummages around, and I don't have the sheet up, and pulls out a can of radiated food. Would you be interested in this? Some good spam. Looks like it's...
Cut the shit, Freddie. I know that you agreed to help the people of Quincy. I know you agreed to help them prepare to defend Quincy from us. And I'm here to ask something of you.
You got a better offer?
I don't want to set my boys on a town and kill innocent people who are too stupid to know that they've already lost. Too many of my boys have died already on this fucking job.
Now, who hired you to do this stupid job? You should go complain to them.
They aren't the kind of people you fuck with. And they aren't the kind of people that when they give your superiors a job, and your superiors tell you to do that job, you don't say no.
Well, I wish you luck.
I won't need luck if you get those people to go. You get them to leave the power plant and leave Quincy. We won't have any reason to commit an atrocity. But just so you know, if they are still there, in 2 days, there will be an atrocity. We were going to return in...
lands to protect. I'm not going to be here in 2 days then. I'm just here to buy and sell. And right now I can sell them a lot of armor and weapons.
You are not.
Plus, you would like to buy some of things.
We have all the equipment we need. And suddenly, 2 red laser sights land on... One lands on the forehead of Augusta, and the other lands on the forehead of stupid Jim.
Who's in power armor, so I'm not so worried about him. And
oh no, Vincent's in power armor.
Carl is still wearing the power armor.
Okay.
The red laser sights dart between the different heads. They settle on Augusta, they settle on Jade, they settle on stupid Jim. We have enough equipment to get the job done as it is.
Well, like I said, are you willing to sell any of it?
No, this is not... What the fuck are you doing? We are not here to buy and sell. I'm here now because I know that you fucking hero types have decided to help these people, and I'm saying there is no helping these people. Except to get them to move on.
I'm a businessman, my friend. And I will put in a word to say, hey, maybe you should leave, but what more can I say? I don't live here.
You should tell them that the timeline has been advanced. We're coming in 2 days now. And on the morning of the 3rd, We will go there and kill anyone who is still there.
Yeah, you and how many? Just out of curiosity. Enough? More than enough? A lot?
The woman lets out a whistle, and 12 gunners appear from the buildings on either side of the road, pointing submachine guns, sniper rifles, and one with a rocket launcher at you.
Oh, that I would not recommend that. And he points at hitting us.
Why?
I got a lot of ammunition and stuff on this. I came here to sell.
Okay. She needs
I
to.
will
She needs
put
to
in a word that you wish us to, that you came and are bringing things fast. People coming sooner, but he looks around. Me and my friends are just here doing business, hoping to get something before you do.
Okay.
Do I get any riot? What did he roll?
You. So she says, "You." I don't think that you are. I don't think that you're carrying anything of any worth. I don't think you've got anything. The only thing you've got is one chance to save those people's lives. If I don't hear from, if we return in 2 days' time, and you were there, we will kill you. She gives another whistle, and all the gunners walk back into the buildings, and she walks away. She turns around before she goes and says, "If I were you, I would wait 5 minutes before you move on. If we see you again, we will kill you." And she walks away.
You just told me you were going to give me a day or two. And now you... Woman, you make no sense.
I'm going to call out to her, lady, and I clump up in my power armor with my hands out to my sides to show I'm not actually dangerous momentarily.
She turns around. My name...
I have a
My name
question.
is Sergeant Bauer.
Sorry, Sergeant Bauer. I have a question here. I understand that you do not want to kill the people in the Quincy ruins if you can avoid it.
My boys do, but I don't. And it'll take a hell of a lot for me to convince... It took a hell of a lot for me to convince them of this plan. So whatever you've got to say, Captain fucking Brotherhood of Steel, you better have a good explanation. You better have a good thing going.
I was just wondering if there's any chance to arrange a mutually beneficial relationship between you and Quincy. You want something that is there, obviously, probably shelter, since it seems that you had some trouble recently.
I don't want anything from Quincy. I'm here to do a job, and my job is to clear out this place of anyone who can get in the way of my employer taking that power station.
I see. And I don't suppose you would be willing to share with us who the employer is, so that maybe some other arrangement can be sorted out in these 2 days?
I'll tell you what, you can do a speech check, speech charisma, but it's a difficulty of 4.
Oh shit. Charisma 5. Nothing in speech. Does anyone want to, roll a help for me?
I would assist if knowing how, depending on how the conversation goes. Well,
yeah.
You
almost triggered this test yourself, almost, but you just didn't make it. Whereas Carl made an argument, so that triggered this roll.
All right.
But yeah, if Freddie, you want to assist, you want to come in.
Freddie would go. Yeah. So if you, I'd rather, since you can't seem to negotiate, is there somebody else we could speak to? Definitely. Good suggestion, my good friend, as he pats the metal armor.
In that case, with the assist, you get a bonus dice to add to this roll, Vincent.
Okay, and I needed 4 successes, yes?
Yes.
How many action points do we have to spend currently, or is it something I can
We're
spend
at
luck
5
on?
according to my count. 5 on my count.
Okay.
I've got you at 5. The first dice would cost you 1 action point. An additional dice would cost you 2 action points. And a third dice would cost you 3 action points. So seeing you've got 5, you could use those to buy a maximum of 2 extra dice.
So I'm buying 2 extra die plus that one I have from the assistants. So I'm just going to roll that and hope it works.
Okay, you're down to 3.
Oh.
Okay.
Bugger.
On that... Oh wait, you're now down to 2 action points, I should say.
For the viewers, we rolled 5 dice and got 1 success.
She just says, like I've already said, my employers are people you do not want to fuck with. I mean, if they're even people at all.
At that, Freddie raises an eyebrow.
Now,
I understand.
Now here's the deal. If we see you again in the next 2 days, we will kill you. And in 2 days, on the morning of the 3rd day, we are coming to Quincy and we will kill everyone we see. Don't follow me. Wait here for 5 minutes. Otherwise, we will kill you. And I don't like making these kind of threats this many times in one afternoon. So if you excuse me...
I understand.
And she walks away.
Freddie looks at the party. So what I heard is we have to drop this stuff off and get over to that vault, and we have a day and a half to get out of here. We also need to go back to the rocket and pick up that little toy you found.
I think we might have a more pressing problem. I think we have to plan to blow up the power station. I think we have to get everyone out of the town, and we have to
I'm gonna
set that thing to go.
Make a... Everyone, hush for a moment, and I'm putting my finger to the mouth of my helmet. And I want to do a perception check to see if I can notice anyone hanging around watching us.
Okay, there's a lot of places where people...
Is that a specific skill?
There's a lot of people around... not the people. There's a lot of places around, because you are basically in the middle of a road, and on either side, what used to be residential, like, flat buildings. So, this is going to be a pretty difficult test. This is going to be, I think, a DC 3. Perception survival check.
Perception survival, alright. I'm gesturing to my eyes and like to my companions, and then to around to like suggest, help me look for stuff. So if anyone wants to pick up on that and give me a help on that. That's 1 extra die for me, right? Or is that just 1 success that we needed?
Oh, I was just... Okay, I thought we could just all roll.
Yeah, you could all roll it if you wish, but you can also assist Carl if you so choose.
Alright, so I have 1 assist, that's 1 extra die. And Freddie has rolled 1. Anyone else want to assist?
Ooh, okay.
Wow, I'm completely useless at this. Oh wait, I rolled for endurance survival.
Yeah, this was me 2 weeks ago. Don't worry about it. The dice do what the dice do.
It's alright, you could re-roll again with the perception.
Yeah, alright. Perception, survival, and 3d20.
And I have...
There we go.
Not any better.
Okay.
20.
I've seen your roll, Catherine. Let me work this out. So... Jade, you are not usually the most perceptive of people, but you look around and you are fairly sure, using your big, smart, super mutant brain, that no one is around. Carl, you look around and you're finding it very hard to see through the helmet of this Brotherhood of Steel power armor that you have taken, and as you're walking along, you trip over your feet and you take 1 hit point of damage.
All right.
As you fall over.
Do we have to help him up in the power armor?
He can get himself back up again. That's no problem. It's just he's not the most used to it. And that's the complication.
Yeah. Okay.
But Jade, you are fairly certain that there is nobody around. You wouldn't have got that if you didn't score like a 1. That was a 1 in 20 chance and you did it. So yeah, you're fairly sure that everyone's gone. It's just you alone in the middle of this street.
Okay.
So he will say that, like, look around, maybe help Carl up, and say, I'm fairly certain they're all gone. Let's get moving.
Yeah, okay. I think we can talk openly then, without them listening in on us.
I didn't even think of what you just suggested there about use of the explosives. That might solve the whole problem of people wanting to be here.
The whole problem, but this is the gunners we're talking about. I didn't want to say this in the town, especially not after this morning when they were all arguing about it. But the gunners aren't going to stop. We can repel the attack tomorrow or the day after or whenever they come. But then there'll be a day after that. The
completely
audio
gone.
is just gone.
Yeah, but we have 2 pieces of...
The audio on the stream has gone robotic.
Sorry, was I robotic?
Yeah, we all are right now.
Okay.
Turn people off and on again, just to see if that cancels. I just won. And then everybody who isn't going to speak, mute.
Okay, I think it's fixed it.
I don't hear Michelle anymore, though.
Oh, sorry, that was me muting. I think that's fixed it.
I'll try and say something just experimentally.
And now the static is gone, too. I don't know what you did. I've been hearing static.
What I did was I messed around with the noise suppression options. I think that's the problem. Noise suppression adds more complexity to the Video Ninja, and for some reason, it can't handle 4 people with noise suppression on. So I've just got it turned on for Vincent alone, because Vincent had some background issues. But everybody else, the noise suppression is off. So hopefully that might be the trick.
So I'm just going to talk experimentally and see if that comes out in the stream okay, and then we'll get back to the game. Sorry about that, to just suddenly flop out of character there. Yep, it's coming through fine.
All right. Excellent.
Okay.
Well, good.
What was I doing? Oh yeah, okay. They're not going to stop coming, whatever we do. We can repel them tomorrow, and we'll use all of our weapons, and some of them will probably die, and some of us might even die, and then the day after that there'll be more gunners, and we won't have anyone else left.
Well, one thing I was hoping we could save them here, or keep them here, is because they would be a line of defense for our home.
Well, my useful suggestions, because I have been thinking about this, are 1, we just get everyone out of the town and they can go and find somewhere else to be. Or 2, and this might be more elegant, is that we clear the vault and then they can hide in the vault.
Okay, or since they seem to be after the power station, most likely, your suggestion...
I think we absolutely should, like, if they're leaving the town, we detonate the power station, ideally with as many gunners in it as possible.
Yeah, because I would hate to have a gunner station, or gunner community, or whatever, so close to home. because it would only be a matter of time before they find us.
We've got other things we can do in Edinburgh. We're more defendable there than we are in these ruins.
Yeah, but I'd like them not to find it as long as possible.
Their problem here is that the Minutemen asked for extra help and the Minutemen haven't turned up. That's going to cause huge problems, but that's the Minutemen's problems and not ours.
What about Gut Guzzler?
Gut Guzzler, I think we need to talk to Gut Guzzler. And you might be the best person for that, Jim.
But we can... we got to save her. We got to save people. That's why I'm here.
We'll take care of it, Jim. We're looking at solutions.
We want to save everyone, but they might have to leave the town. Because if they stay there, they're probably going to die.
You are forgetting one thing, though. We don't have time to do all this and commit our own goals of finding a new board. That is our focus.
If we get everyone to the vault with us, we can still leave with the board.
Here's what I'm wondering. She gave us 2 important pieces of information. They're after the power station, which we are concerned about. Also, that herms are not necessarily human. Now, I've heard rumors about synthetic people in this area for quite a while now. I haven't run into anyone as far as I know. But if that's them, I don't think they're going to stop with the power station. That might be a good way for them to set up an outpost powered here as they go after that vault you're so interested in. Or maybe to help transmit power from that vault to somewhere else. And even without the power station, this area might still be interesting because of that vault.
So maybe we need to disable the vault when we leave. We can't if we left people there. Damn it. The vault is probably more defensible than Quincy.
Yeah, there should only be
yes.
one point of entry from what has been described before.
That is true. We might also need to talk to the people of Quincy about this.
They're
how
not
they
going to
want
like
to
it
proceed
at
because
all.
it
They
is
were
their
having
life.
huge arguments about it this morning before we left.
One way or the other, though, they need to know, I think.
If we had more time, I'd be going to suggest putting up like fake people so it looked like there were more people here than there are, like on wood or paper even, just like images of lots of people, so when the gunners arrive it looks like there's a huge crowd of people here defending it, even if there's not. That might give us a little bit of time.
Yes. I might be able to buy us more time if I'm able to track them, and then I might be able to shoot some of them in the night with my bow. But it's a bit of a gamble, and like you said, there's just going to be more gunners later. We might buy another week if we're lucky.
That is the thing.
Depending on how quickly they can get reinforcements.
I think our best selling point, or at least motivation, is to to motivate them to go into the vault so that they can find a safe place and we can get what we need. And then
Jade, do you have any thoughts? You're being very quiet.
I think, especially after the problems we brought to the city in the first place, to get back, give them the explosives that we promised them, give them the information we know, and let them decide and go to the vault, because we need to go to the vault before anyone else that might be interested try to get in or destroy it. So I want to help Quincy as much as possible, but they have to take the decision themselves. We want to save them, but if they don't want to be saved or be saved in our way, we can't do anything.
I agree with Jade.
That's a very valid point.
We'll tell them everything and let them make their choice.
Okay, so where are you going?
Quincy. I think we have to talk to the people in charge of Quincy.
Who was the general that was there with
General Isaacs. Last time you were in Quincy when you went back to get rope. Her and her 2 men were leaving to go and hit the military outpost to see if they could find weapons for the upcoming fight.
Have they returned? When we get there, that'll be a thing first.
Well, so you walk towards Quincy and you arrive back in town. I've just changed it over on the stream to show the map of the Quincy ruins. Players, if you want to access that, it's on Roll20 in maps. The Quincy area map. Oh, it's the Quincy ruin settlement map. If you want to look at that. As you return, you see Scylla holding her laser musket at the entrance of at the end of the road, and she sees you approach and says, "Did you find them? And who the fuck is this guy?" Pointing at the power armor.
Something we picked up along the way.
Didn't Carl come from Quincy already?
Oh, they can't see what he looks like in the power armor, so that's.
Okay.
Oh, you're muted.
Carl, you're muted.
Yeah.
There we go.
I'll step out of the power armor and wave to Scylla.
Oh, you did find them then. Okay, and you also found some power armor. Did you get the dynamite?
We did get the dynamite.
Thank God for that.
We ran into some.
We also got some
We
information.
ran into some people on the way here back. Have you seen anybody else running around? And is the general back, or major, whatever her name was?
No, the general's not back. That's probably still working out whatever's going on at the military outpost. But no, I haven't seen anybody else. It's been quiet as hell out here.
Ah.
But what did you said you ran into someone?
Yeah, could you get your leaders together? Or
Well,
the
you're
people
currently
you consider
looking
in
at the
charge?
leaders. Oh, by the way, this is Scylla, the sort of unofficial leader of the settlement you're talking to.
Yeah, he knows. He's. There's probably some information that is going to need a major decision, so I don't know if you're the one who wants to make it alone.
Well,
We ran into some gunners on the way here.
oh. What do they
You
say?
have 2 days now.
They're coming here in 2 days. They said it was going to be a week, and then it was going to be 4 days.
Now they said 2 days, and basically they're after the power plant. And they're going to kill anybody they find here in 2 days.
Their leader don't want to kill anyone, though, so if you clear out first, she won't go after you. They're not interested in you or Quincy Ruins as such, but their employer consider it to be something that needs to be removed as in an attempt to take control of this power station.
Right.
Our suggestion is, and I don't even think that would solve it, would be to help to get into the vault and secure that position for you and these people to hold out as long as possible, and to destroy the power plant.
Wait, destroy the power plant?
You would live in the vault, and they have their own power source, I believe.
Like, the vault, like, it's a vault. Like, we can't get in. Like, we've checked and tried.
I'm pretty sure we can find a way in for you.
Either way, it's that option, or evacuate, or be killed. Even if we can hold off these gunners, there's going to be more. There are plenty of them out there, and they have contingencies.
This isn't just a raid. This is somebody wants something here.
And they consider your presence here a threat to whatever plans they have.
I originally thought this was just a raiding party coming to get supplies or something.
In which case, it would have been easy to deal with it. We hit them at night. We set some traps. We get Jim into this suit of power armor and let him have a whack at them with a sledgehammer or something. But that's just not going to solve it. It's just going to delay things. If we do that now, maybe we'll buy a week, maybe less. I don't know how quickly they can get reinforcements currently.
This is really shit news you're bringing me. Really shit news, because leaving is death. Leaving and going back into the waste is death for us. Staying is death for us. The vault...
That is why we suggested that the vault, we could probably get in there. You can...
That's probably your best bet right now.
We could go and try it right now. If we can't open it, then we'll have to reconsider. But if we can open it, we might have a solution.
Just let me think for a second.
And the problem is
those walls
not
didn't survive the
necessarily
nuclear wars, so
the problem isn't necessarily the gunners in themselves, but their employer. Someone out there wants this position, and they will and can pay for people to get it.
All right. Tell you what, let's go to the vault. I'll go with you. Just 1 second. Give me 1 second. She turns around and says, James, where are you? James, the person you helped Jade earlier comes out and he says, "What, are you alright?" Scylla says to him, "Yeah, just take this, guard the road. I'm going with this lot to the vault." James says, "Why the fuck are you going to the vault?" Scylla just says, "Look, I'll explain everything later, okay? I just need to check something, alright? Just, if anybody asks, just say that I've gone to check on something, alright? Don't make a thing of it. Some shit's going on, we need to figure it out, alright? I'll be back."
And James, and he looks over, "Could you guys leave the dynamite here?" He looks over to...
Yes, I thought about it. Let's put the explosives down here. And didn't we have some puppies too?
Oh, yes!
Oh, yeah, you...
Along with the dynamite, we found these 3 mutant hound puppies. I thought maybe you could raise them to be guard dogs or something.
So that says... Raise
That might
them.
be a mute point now.
I mean, we've got a lot going on. I can't take on 3 mutated pups. That's even if they can be trained at all. They're mutated.
Well, maybe we can find out after we solve the current problem.
James just says, "I'll take them." And you said you found the dynamite.
Yes, it's right there.
All right, that's good.
To what they're carrying.
All right, Benny. Approaching you now as a guy in his early 20s. He's wearing dungarees and has a bunch of wrenches and various tools attached to him. And he just walks over and says, "Hey." James says to him, "They got the dynamite. Can you put this safe somewhere safe?" And Benny says, "Yeah, gotcha. One thing. On the radio. Haven't heard from Isaacs in a while." James just says, "Well, keep trying, alright? Just take the dynamite for now." Benny...
Who's Isaacs? Oh, General.
So
Benny...
Benny...
say quietly to Freddie, we met those people on the road. Isaacs might have met those people on the road as well.
Yeah, he probably didn't have the same friendly attitude we did.
So Benny is putting away the dynamite, James is holding the laser musket, and Scylla is with you. And you're heading to the vault, is that right?
Yes.
That's
Who
our
wants to take
first...
the power armor with them?
You're taking
I'm
the
going to
power
make
armor.
sure I'm carrying the special packages that I brought with us from Edinburgh.
Yes, that case is on Timo.
Yeah, I've got the other case.
So you're taking or leaving the power armor?
We're discussing that.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
I'm not my best without it, so it would be better if someone else took it. Really.
I
Now
think
you
Jim
see
would
me
probably be
how
our
it's
best
used.
bet. Jim, you ever use this sort of stuff with the sisters?
No, we like things that cause. We like to wear things that hurt us, and this stuff doesn't hurt.
Maybe you should try it out. It might be a handy skill to have in a couple of days.
All right. How do I get in it?
Carl, can you help him?
I'll show you. Yes.
Okay.
Come over here,
Okay.
Jim. So here's how it works, and then I go through and explain. Like,
okay, stupid Jim turns the wheel on the back. It hisses and opens up, and stupid Jim enters it, and then looks at his hands and just goes, "Oh."
Do we have a dead man switch in there?
Nope.
Ooh.
Could you hit the power with the arrow if you needed to?
There is a switch here, hang on. And he presses the switch and starts hovering 2 feet in the air. He has activated the hover mechanics, like like jets come out of his arms and his feet and just goes like, ha 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 ha, this is so cool, ah, ha, ha. And he presses the button again and he lands on his ass and he just goes, ah, my anus. Ah!
We should maybe turn the speaker off. Or,
why would you want to turn the speaker off? That means you wouldn't be able to hear me.
Just the extra words, Jim. Just the extra words.
Careful with that ass of yours, Jim. I have just fixed it for you.
I'm being very careful. I will be more careful. I won't press that switch again unless I need to fly.
Okay. Do not give him the plasma gun. He's much better at hitting things with... We need to find... Yeah. And where is the plasma gun, just out of curiosity?
Tumu, I think.
Claim it? Okay.
I assumed that it was being carried by Carl.
It last night.
I think Carl carried it out with the power armor, but I don't know if he kept it on the power armor.
No, I believe it was stashed on Tumu.
All right. Okay.
By the way, what time of day were we?
Oh, it's coming up to the evening now. You were down in the Quincy quarry for a couple of hours, and it's about 20 minutes on top of that to get back, another 10 minutes talking to other people. So yeah, it's about 6:30 in the evening. The sun is going down, but it's still light. You've probably got maybe 2 hours before the sun sets, so you got maybe 2 hours of daylight left.
We just need to make sure we can open the door.
Okay.
And how far is that from here?
That's about 15 minutes away. It's mostly back the way you came, really, because the vault is pretty much right next to the quarry.
Does anyone have no helmet for mutants? I see the importance of time, but I am a bit worried for my head at the moment. I'm not sure it
Would you like to rest?
Go well.
Or you let us go first.
Do we have the time to wait, or do we need to get going tonight?
We just need to see if the door opens.
Okay. Yep. Let's do it.
Okay, so you all, along with Scylla and now a power-armoured stupid Jim, make your way over to the vault. You go back mostly the way you came. You don't see anyone. And then you arrive facing the vault. Now let me get my notes up about this. So you arrive at the big, imposing cog-shaped door of Vault 88. You've all seen doors like this before, either as a former Vault resident or just in your travels, and it is familiar to you. The Vault door is carved to the side of the nearby Quincy quarry. You can guess that it leads down into the earth, and the vault itself sits beneath the quarry itself. Next to the big vault door is a console. Scattered around the area are the remains of pre-war construction equipment and machines, earth diggers, trucks loaded with raw steel that has now long since rusted. What would you like to do?
Can I have a look at the console?
Yes, so the console is fairly familiar to you, Augusta, as a former vault dweller yourself. You see all the familiar buttons and lights and a little monitor. And there is a port where somebody could plug a Pip-Boy into it.
I'm going to set up the security things on my Pip-Boy, because this isn't my first time opening a vault I've just come to with no knowledge about what's in there. So I've got the ability to, like, partly disconnect everything that doesn't need to be there from making the initial connection to try and open the door, so that my information can't be interrogated too heavily.
Freddie looks over. Didn't we pick something up like that from in the quarry? From one of the...
Yeah, we did. Members? But mine should be able to open the door.
Oh, I was just thinking maybe they'd have the codes on that one or something.
We can try it if this doesn't work, but my hacking stuff hasn't failed me yet.
Oh, you are magic on those machines. I can't even begin to read the letters that fast.
A question here. When Augusta makes her hacking check, do we get any bonus for having an actual Pip-Boy?
I'm afraid that your Pip-Boy that you have on your wrist does not transfer into the universe that this game is taking place in, but I do admire your moxie.
Fiddlesticks. All right, proceed.
But yes, you did find a Pip-Boy on the fresh body of the vault of a vault dweller inside the Quincy quarry. You should have that in your inventory. You also found a Pip-Boy on the body of the former Brotherhood of Steel knight, who was basically a skeleton when you found him.
Well, I might try one of those first. I might try the fresh body that's not the Brotherhood of Steel one and plug that one in first and keep mine in reserve.
Okay, that's what you do. Oh, that's what you're doing, yeah? You're trying his... Okay. Let me just look this up, because there was a thing. As you plug in the Pip-Boy that you found... Oh, wait. There's another note. Sorry, There is it. There's the information I needed. Yeah, there it is. So, as you plug it in, the console lights up, and you suddenly hear a voice saying, "What did you do to Louis?"
Oh, we didn't do anything to Louis. We found his body in the quarry.
There's a beat of silence, and then the voice, a female voice, speaks to you saying, "You didn't kill him."
Absolutely not. I would never kill a vault dweller.
You hear a sort of a whirring above you, and you notice that there is a camera pointed at you. Alright, well, I don't think I've got much time. I don't think I've got much power left. Look, I can see you're a vault dweller. I see that you've had to make do with making friends with various Wastelander scum to survive, and I won't judge you for that. But I need your help.
What do you need?
Well, I'm expecting the all clear from Vault-Tec any day now, so I can open the vault again. But the problem is, pardon me. My problem is that my robot Dale all of a sudden went completely haywire, pulled out the fusion core from the generator, destroying the port, and we've got no power. To get the power to do this, I've had to sit here on my fucking bike for 3 days to get enough power to let me do this. I need you to do something for me, because I need to hear from Vault-Tec. I need you to go. On my notes, I know that there is a power station nearby. I need you to go there and route power from the power station to the vault so I can open the door. And then you need to take care of Dale.
Where should I be routing the power to? Is there an interface on the front panel here?
Pardon me. As much as I understand, when they were building this vault, and they never really the vault that they never really finished, they were about to turn the power on, so there should be a setting on one of the computers in the Poseidon power station, that will get power to us.
What if that doesn't work? Is there some other way we can connect power into you remotely from here?
I mean, no, like, our generator's shot.
What if I was to jimmy the gate here and power it from here? Could I open the door that way?
I mean, I don't think so. I mean, that was a... I mean, Louis was thinking about all of these things. He would have known. Oh, fuck, Louis is dead.
The robot you had that went wrong, is that still wrong?
I would say yes. I've been trapped in my office for what feels like years at this point.
Oh my god, that must be so horrible for you. I'm sorry you've had that.
I mean, I don't need sorries, I need power. I need power so then I could maybe open the door and maybe you will be able to take out Dale before he takes me out.
Is this robot a Mr. Handy type or is it a security machine?
Oh, I was never one up for the makes. God, let me have a look. There's a bit of silence and then... I'm not at all covering up for the fact that I'm just going through my notes. It's a Securitron robot.
Right. Okay.
I mean, I wasn't using him as a Securitron robot. I was using him mostly to carry heavy things. I was getting this vault set up.
Of course, that would make sense. They're very useful for that. Look, don't let me use up your power. We'll try and get power to you somehow. We want to come in and help. Is that going to be okay?
Have you been in contact with Vault-Tec?
Not recently.
Well, you'll have to do. For now.
I had to leave my vault. It became unsustainable.
What do you mean unsustainable? Unsustainable?
The overseers were dead.
Oh. You didn't just select a new one?
There weren't any left to select. It's a long and complicated story. And I don't want to waste your power.
Alright, fine. Whatever. Just please get power here. Otherwise I'm going to be trapped down here with Dale forever.
We'll do our best to not let that happen.
The console power's down.
Just about to say, anyone else in there?
I mean, there probably are. We have to... I kind of assumed that the vault would be empty, but it seems to be very much not.
At least there's one person down there in a psychopathic robot. This keeps getting better and better as Freddie's rubbing his eyes and just going, ah.
Well, at least we didn't go and blow up the power station immediately, which, to
Wait,
be fair, was
Scylla
my
pipes up.
impulse.
You were going to blow up the power station?
Not immediately, and we didn't.
Didn't we tell her that that was...
What
No,
they were after.
don't. They have to decide. You made that point. It was an excellent point.
Well, I'd rather we didn't blow up the power station. And if this vault...
This is a conversation for later.
Silas backs down. Alright, fine, alright.
Honestly, Scylla, don't worry. This isn't something to worry about right now. This is a conversation for tomorrow.
Yeah, right now that was...
While everyone is talking about this, I want to be examining that panel to see if we can power it externally from the spare fusion core.
Well, I was
that
thinking
we
there's a
have.
fusion core that I'm carrying. We've got a fusion core inside the power armor as well. We've got 2 fusion cores here, but if we can't get power into the vault, then all of that's worth nothing.
As you examine the panel, there is no obvious place that a fusion core would go. The only port on it is a port for a Pip-Boy.
There must be somewhere we can route the power in from the power station into this vault.
I'd imagine that was all set up by Vaultec to come directly from the power station, so it was secure, so that in the event that everyone died, which more or less happened, the power would just carry on going underground and wouldn't get taken out by infrastructure problems like a massive nuclear bomb going off.
So essentially we need to go to the power plant and push the on button.
That's how it's worked in my past experience. Or rather, the switch button to reroute power from one place to another, because that power, the power station is generating a lot. It could generate a lot more power than just Quincy needs. It's huge.
The console blinks
A
on.
larger amount of what the pre-war city around here was, and probably beyond. So yeah, that makes sense.
The console blinks back on, and you hear the voice again. So, you're still there, clearly.
Hi.
I have something of an idea.
Go ahead.
I might be able to get the door open, but you need to find something to do it. I need a fusion core.
Couldn't be simpler. We have 2.
You do?
That, again, is a long story and not entirely disconnected from how we found Louis' Pip-Boy.
So he did find one. Okay. Well, here's my idea. If you can get that into the vault... Oh, wait. Yeah. Alright. Pass it down. And behind the console and the wall next to the door, a shaft thing opens. If you could drop it down there, I might be able to jimmy something to get the door open.
I like the way you think. I'm going
How...
to take...
Isn't there a way in and out already then?
Not one that we can get through.
But the guy, Jimmy?
Yeah?
He came from inside the vault?
They presumably had power to open the door when he came out.
Yeah, I basically cycled for about a month to get the power to open the vault door so he could get out. I was in the middle, as you plugged in your little Pip-Boy and alerted me to your presence. I was actually in the middle of trying to get enough so I could let him back in, but I guess that isn't the case.
We should set up some kind of solar thing while we're here. But never mind. It's coming down, and I'll drop the power core that I have down there.
2 days. We have 2 days.
There's a clink and a
If we
clang.
can open the door now, we'd save a whole trip to the power station and back.
I'm just saying, we have 2 days.
You hear the power core, you hear the fusion core clink and clank and fall very, very far down. You wait as you assume this person is going to find the fusion core. After a few minutes, the console lights up again and you hear the voice saying, "Okay, I can't really get to it. Dale's kind of in the way."
Oh no. Okay.
I mean, I'll keep trying. But, you know, maybe the power station is the only way that I could see that this is going to happen anytime soon. But I'll keep trying. You head to the power station. I'm going to see if I can get this fusion core. The console blinks off.
I'm sorry, everyone, but we did come here specifically to get into this vault.
I mean,
That's fine. That makes sense to me.
Scylla says,
that's what we have to do.
"Look, if this is our only shot at survival, I can take you. We could go to the power station. We can go and try and sort that out."
I think we should try to get this done as fast as possible. So, looking up, it's only been about 45 minutes to an hour since we talked to her from we first got back to Quincy. So, well, I guess we got time. Sun hasn't set yet.
Scylla, as we're walking, I want to talk to Scylla. Who do we need to talk to in Quincy that will just get us into the power station without having to go around like 3 different people first?
Oh, well, that's Mary B. She should be at the power station now.
Maybe we should go straight there. Time is of the essence here.
All right, let's go. So Scylla leads you past Quincy Ruins down the main road. You go past the Minutemen outpost and you see that there's nobody there. And you make your way towards Poseidon Energy. Now let me find the notes for this part.
See, if those Minutemen had turned up, this might be viable. But without them, we've only got like 2 of them, haven't we?
There was 3 Minutemen that
3,
you last
okay.
saw.
Well, we can make egg on toast then.
Wait, you want to make me eggs on toast?
That was just a joke. Because of
Okay.
3 minutes. Don't worry about it.
So you arrive at the Poseidon Power Station. As you get closer, you see, as many of you will be familiar with seeing these all across the wasteland. Very, very dark, metallic exterior. Very imposing. Outside, you don't see anyone around. Scylla leads you towards the door and beckons you in. On the inside, you see on the ground floor, just the floor is full of different computers and various big chunky electrical equipment, several generators and the like. Above you, there is stairs leading up to various different rooms, and in front of you there is a woman sat at one of the computers and a couple of other people, a couple of other Quincy residents who are milling around doing various tasks. Scylla leads you over to Mary B and says, "Hey Mary." Mary is tapping at her computer and then looks up and says, "Hey Scylla, what you want?" Scylla says, "We need power routed somewhere. And if anybody wants to give me a perception speech check, I'm not going to tell you what the difficulty is on this one."
You need to have at least 1 point in the skill to assist, right?
Yeah.
All right.
But you know what? Freddie, you nailed it. Freddie, you know, you're a trader. You've done a lot of talking to people. A lot of trading is not only making convincing arguments, but also knowing how to read people. And you suspect that panic for a second appears on Mary B's face. Just for a second. Before she composes herself and says, "Yeah, sure, that should be no problem."
Do you know where we should be running it to the vault?
Let me have a look at the computer. She starts tippy-tapping on her computer. Augusta, can you give me a intelligence science check?
I was literally about to ask if I could look over and get some sense of what she was actually doing.
I figured you might. Oh, damn. Okay. As you look over Mary B's shoulder, you can see that she is typing in complete and utter gibberish. If she is typing in commands, like console commands on the computer, they are nothing like you've ever seen before and don't make any sense whatsoever.
Mary, what language system is that you're using?
Mary looks at you and then just after a beat, a little bit too long, says, computer language.
Cool. Can I have a look? I'm really interested. This is something I haven't seen before.
I mean, yeah, sure. Go for it. As you sit down, you see strings of text and symbols that she has put in that mean nothing at all. And you see a little blinking dot where you would start, where you can input whatever information you want. Or commands if you happen to know any.
Okay, I think I should have enough knowledge to figure out how to reroute the power myself. But I could do it without her key bashing afterwards.
Okay, so you want to try and use... You're going to use the computer.
I'm going to give it a go.
What are you going to attempt to do on the computer?
I'm going to attempt to see if I can figure out how the routing system works.
Okay, intelligence science, difficulty 3.
May I please action point?
Yeah, I was going to ask about that. We had a couple of successes with more than 2. So did we get to bank any? I had one
yeah.
on my perception speech.
Absolutely, let's see how many.
Know. You did tell us the difficulty on that one, so I didn't know.
Oh, yeah, that's the thing. When I say that you can't bank from those, that's what that means.
That's fine. Okay, and then the next one would be the 3 successes she had. And on the previous one, Augusta.
Yeah, the one that I just did when I saw her not typing.
You can bank one from that, so you're up to 3 action points at this point.
Okay.
Okay,
yeah,
I'm going to use one again.
That's why I was...
back down to 2.
Okay, you're going to use an action point.
But past experience, I'm going to use I'm just going to roll a D20 once I'm typing it in the right box.
You need to get 13 and under. You did it. You rolled a 10.
Can we bonus for 3 10s in a row?
Don't push.
So you input a general command that you have used on many different computers before that would list different functions. And the screen fills up with all the different functions. It's a very complicated system. It is the control point of a whole power plant. But you see one of the options is based on where to route the power that is being generated. You select that and it lists a whole load of different locations in the area, most of which probably have not existed for hundreds of years after being blown up in the Great War. But one of the options is Vault 88.
I'm going to try and send power to Vault 88.
You select it and you route power, and it gives you no obvious indicator that it has. It's just basically got a tick next to it now. So that would lead you to assume that you have done so.
I feel like I want to exit the menu that I'm in now and put it back to the one where she can happily carry on typing gibberish to no actual effect.
Okay, yep, you clear the screen. And it goes back to its default state. It's just a blinking dot where people could input commands.
Is there anything around that I could possibly use to check whether what I've just done has achieved anything at all worthwhile?
Not really. You could maybe bring up a list of where is being powered currently from the power station. But to do that, you don't know the exact string that you would need to input to make that happen. So that would be a DC 3 intelligence science check to see if you could sort of try a few different things and see if you can trigger that.
I mean, I guess the alternative is that we just walk back and see if they've got power at the vault now.
Okay. So at that point, Mary B says...
What about the Pip Boys? Can they communicate with each other?
If they haven't got much power in the vault, they might not be able to.
But if the power is back...
Oh, you make a good point. At least we have to get out of the power station first, though, because of the interference. They keep these things in the Faraday cage to prevent radio interference on the control systems.
But we might not need to go all the way back.
Maybe?
If our Pip Boys can communicate with the one in the vault.
At that point, Scylla just says, so what have you just been doing?
Well, if everything worked the way it should have done, and let's face it, in this world, who knows, we should have just sent some of the power that this power station generates to Vault 88.
Mary B behind you just says, yeah, that's pretty standard stuff. Scylla just says, okay. Well, maybe we should go head over there and see if the door opens.
Definitely.
That is an excellent idea, Scylla.
Alright, so as you head out, Freddie, because of your role before, you notice that Mary B sits down and looks very relieved, but then eventually just holds her head in her hands like this as you leave.
I look over to Augusta. She knows nothing, doesn't she?
I'm a bit worried. What? Do you think we've just missed something?
I'm thinking that we shouldn't at least and he looks over to our companion walking with, let her know that she knows almost nothing of what she's doing, it looks like.
Would it be helpful right now, though?
No, right now I'm just saying if... What...
I think having someone who has no idea how to use a computer in charge of the power station probably tells us everything we need to know about the way this town is running right now.
Exactly. I was just saying, did you see anything in there that could possibly shut down most of it and still route the power? I mean,
it's the control system. She could do any of that stuff, but we can't just walk in and say, hey, you're an idiot. You can't use this thing.
No. I'm looking at, can you get in there and turn off the power station all but supplying to the vault?
If all the lights go off in Quincy, there's going to be some very angry people at us, and they were pissed off enough when we brought that illness here.
I was referring to I was hoping that once we get people into the vault, we would shut it down so the gunners couldn't use it.
I'm going to make sure I'm very, very quiet and that Scylla definitely can't hear this. Once we get everyone into the vault, we're going to blow this place up, preferably with as many gunners inside as possible.
But will there be any power in the vault?
We have to get the power working to the vault anyway, because if we take everyone to the vault and leave this power station as the only way that vault's getting power, then everyone inside the vault is fucked.
The fusion cubes, like you were saying, or whatever you threw down there.
I shouldn't have looked at that.
Scylla walks up to you, comes close to you and says, I'm sorry, are you saying that Mary B doesn't know anything about this stuff?
She looked confused. I don't know if she knows enough about it.
But she's the one who got it working in the first place.
Then she obviously knows something. Or is
May
really
I
lucky.
suggest something here?
By all means.
When we encountered that gunner sergeant, she knew who we were and who everyone in Quincy were and how many people there are in Quincy. And if this technician in there could get this place running, but could not do the very simple rerouting thing that we asked, maybe she is not so on the up and up as we would like to think.
Well, you do make a good point. Somebody's obviously feeding information.
Is there any way that
And
Mary
this
could have
is-
known who we were before we got here, though? Or before we met the gunners, anyway?
I mean, I told her, Scylla says.
Right, that would do it. And having someone in charge of the power station would be a definite target, wouldn't it?
How long has the general been gone?
I don't know. She left around the same time you did.
Did you tell Mary where the general was going?
I mean, no, not really. I mean,
Not
I said
really?
that I didn't. I last time I spoke to Mary B was yesterday when I said that you'd come into town.
I was more looking at the information you just said, how they got our names and knew the people in town.
Is there
What
a
if they
chance
got
that
hold of-
Mary has not yet had her inoculation against the illness that we brought in?
Oh no, she got her. No, she definitely took her medicine. Me and James sorted that out yesterday.
Okay. So you did come after we arrived then to give her that?
No, she came into town.
Okay.
Like
I was thinking,
the doctor said we needed to hit everyone, so we got
Yeah,
it
and
to
we
everyone.
absolutely did. And you did exactly the right thing.
if the general isn't back, maybe the gunners got hold of him or them, and
I think the question is, can we leave Mary, can we trust Mary to stay in charge of the power station while we're not here?
for the next hour or two, day, at this point, it doesn't matter. At least to find out if the vault is open.
But if everything's working the way it should be, she doesn't need to stay here.
Well, Scylla says to you, look, if she's a... Are you saying that there's a chance that Mary B is some kind of gunner plant?
I think she's certainly not doing anything helpful for the power station right now.
If she is the actual mole or not, we can't say, but it is enough for me to get suspicious.
Well, I know one way of sorting it out. And she walks back into the power plant.
We are now... is Jim still with us outside, or has he gone inside?
Jim is with you. You are now outside. Scylla has walked back into the power plant.
We should head back to the... While she's busy in there, let's head to the
I think
vault.
I'm worried this might be a very short visit and we're about to hear a big loud noise.
Yeah.
If she's using a
Jim?
laser, it doesn't make that loud noise.
Thanks for that info. That definitely changes what I was trying to say.
I know. And that's
Jim,
Freddie.
would you go wait inside and make sure everything is okay there? And we're going to have a look around out here to make sure everything is safe for now, okay?
Jim does a salute. His hand clangs against the helmet. Absolutely, sir. And he walks into the power plant.
Okay. Now we can talk without anyone who might spill some information can overhear us. The situation here is dire as far as I can tell. I am all for helping communities thrive, but things are going very badly here very quickly, and we need to consider having an exit strategy regardless of whatever we have been promised or what we want to do and how we want to help them, because we might end up being very dead here very soon, one way or the other.
If we can
We
get into
need
the
to get-
vault tonight, just stay there.
And if we can get into the vault, that is what we need to get the motherboard, or the god board, or whatever you called it. That's our goal.
We get in there, we get the thing that you guys need, and then we get out. And if we can help the Quincy people get in there and stay safe, that is great. If not, they're just going to have to find some other way, because this is beyond us to solve at this time.
Agreed. We've given them everything we can.
But I do think
You suddenly hear from inside inside the power plant, Jim shouting, "Just tell us if you're a baddie or not."
I don't think that's progressing good. But
he needs finessing, but I think there's a talent there.
Yeah. Freddie will head back into the power plant. What do we see?
Of course there's a talent at Jim. Question is what?
You walk back into the power plant and you see that stupid Jim has picked up Mary B by the scruff of her neck, and Scylla is pointing a 10mm pistol at Mary B, and Mary B is currently crying. So you hear, and Scylla says, "Mary B, you've been with us since the beginning. Just tell us the truth. You clearly don't know how to run this place. How did you get it working, and who are you working for?" Mary B looks terrified and is crying and is unable to say anything at all. What would you like to do?
As I walk up, I'll place a shoulder on Celia, I believe is her name. Scylla. When I said I didn't think she knew necessarily what she's doing, I was not implying she was a traitor, just so you know. But let her calm down so she can answer some questions. Jim, let her go.
Okay, give me a speech charisma check. Difficulty 2. You succeed. You got 2 successes. Scylla stops for a second, then lowers her pistol. She nods to stupid Jim. Stupid Jim puts Mary B back in the chair that he picked her up from. Mary B bursts into tears.
Freddie will get down next to Mary. Now, take a few deep breaths. I could see you had some confusion about what you were doing on here. Can you tell us how you got the machine on? I mean, it could be as simple as you just clicked the button and suddenly it happened. But tell us the truth.
She's still crying, but she steadies herself a little bit and just says, "Alright, I just pressed buttons and it worked. I Scylla, I've been with you since the beginning. I'm not a fucking gunner. I'm just you all assumed that I knew what I was doing, and you were all so happy that I got power to Quincy. I just let it go. Just let it go on. Alright? I don't know how to use a computer. I was born in a fucking farm."
Oh, sweetheart, you don't have to worry. But look, stop using the computer just now because we need it to not be messed with right at this moment.
My main job here has been making sure no one touches a computer to not mess up whatever I've been doing. But you were in a lab coat and you seemed to know what you were doing, so I thought that maybe you would be able to do something. I'm sorry, Zilla. Oh God, I'm sorry. I'm not a genius. Oh God.
Well, now that that's out of the way, you know she has been with you forever, and she is enjoyed being praised and thought of some. You're all right. It is a normal thing, and he pats her on the head. Now, can we go and see if the vault is open? And starts walking towards the exit.
Scylla just says to Mary B, "I'm sorry. I thought you weren't with us. We're gonna talk about this later. All right?" And she turns and leaves with you, Freddie. So you're heading to the vault.
Yeah, but would this be a good moment to halt for the evening? I don't know.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Are people okay to? Do people want to stop here, or do you want to keep going for another, say, 20 minutes?
I'm good with whatever. Wife has left the house, so.
Vincent, you're muted. And I am kind of tired.
I think this is a good place to stop also, because if the vault is in fact open, it could be a way longer in there than we expect currently.
Oh, I wasn't going to go
might
in
develop as well.
Okay, so
right.
let's call it quits there. So you leave the power station. You leave Mary B crying to herself, feeling very fucking foolish, and you head over past the Minutemen outpost. There's still nobody there. You walk past Quincy ruins. You see James there holding the laser musket. Scylla gives him a wave and says, "We're just heading back over to the vault." James lifts a hand up, and you head back to the vault. And that's where we're going to leave it for tonight. Thank you so much, everyone watching. Thank you so much, players. That was pretty fucking rad on my end of things. How was it for you lot? Was it alright?
Oh, yeah.
Other than silly tech issues.
Yeah, well, I think we've cracked it. Because what I've done is I turned noise suppression off for everyone. Except Vincent. And for whatever reason, that seems to have maintained throughout the whole stream.
Since we did it. All right, excellent. We found at least, hopefully, the workaround. Knock on wood.
Yeah, so I'll just do that every time. I'll just turn off noise suppression on everyone.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, other than that, to answer your question, had an enjoyable afternoon here. So thank you very much.
Thank you. That was cool. And on that,
thank you.
We'll leave it there on the stream. You liked what you saw? Check out the YouTube channel. The link is in the description of this, I assume. You can catch up on other episodes of stuff. And there's going to be more games on Tuesday. There'll be another game on Saturday, I believe. That's when Vampire happens, isn't it?
Yep, and Tuesday is Marvel, which is going to be dramatic as heck by the way things are going.
Oh, yeah.
And there's a giveaway, I believe.
You can win a copy of the Die role-playing game on the YouTube page for the last episode of Die Shattered Footsteps, which would be about within the last week as we're recording this just now. If you leave a comment, you could win a prize.
And don't forget to join our Discord.
That's right. That's right. I should try and do that in the chat. Share a link to that in the chat. But I don't know how to do any of that.
Exclamation mark Discord.
Hey, did it! Hey! I am just as good as Mary B at computer stuff, it would seem.
I look forward to seeing you viewers there on Discord and talking to you about the episode.
All right. Otherwise, yes. Good night. Thank you very much.
Thanks for watching, everyone. Goodbye.
Good night and goodbye.